welcome to Dailyish, the show that's daily-ish. I'm Ben.
I'm Jeremiah.
And today we're going to do a little 80s TV trivia with you, okay? Now, but when I say trivia, really, rather than like asking you questions about shows that you don't know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the title of the show.
Okay.
And then you have to try and tell me what that show is about. So this is just raw speculation time.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
And then once you've stated briefly what you think the show is, then I'll tell you by the IMDb description, which is super brief, what the show's actually about. All right?
And growing up, we didn't have cable or anything, so I grew up watching shows from the 60s and the 50s, like McHale's Navy, Dennis the Menace, and stuff like that.
A bunch of antenna TV stuff.
Yeah, so I know old shows and I know new shows, and so this is all complete
And that's
speculation.
why we're doing this. All right. Here we go. Title of the show?
Okay.
Perfect Strangers.
Ooh, okay, so it is a show where blind dates every episode, 2 new people each time. They come in, they date, and then they find out they're going to have to live together for a week without killing each other. Yes? No?
Not at all. No,
Woohoo!
reality TV in that sort of format did not exist at the time. That was not a thing. These are mostly going to be sitcoms, just so you know.
Okay.
All right?
That's
there was
a little
no
helpful.
reality TV. All right? So,
Okay.
Perfect Strangers, the IMDb description says, a high-strung and cynical man's life is never the same when his naive but good-natured cousin comes to America to live with him. Larry Appleton and Balky Bartakamus from the island of Mypos. So, yeah, there you go. Perfect Strangers.
Got that one way off.
Way off. This is not a speed dating show. All right, next up. Facts of Life.
Facts of Life is a show. There's going to be a family. We're going to start it broad, work our way in.
Okay.
There's going to be a family, and it's sort of like the family and kids just learning about life as they grow older. But one of the characters moves off to college eventually, but then later on is replaced by a different actor playing the same character who was never quite as good as the first guy.
Not too far off.
Woohoo!
So, sometimes family has a loose definition, right? You
Yeah.
get the nuclear family, but then sometimes people that you have a relationship with winds up being your family,
Yeah.
right, outside of blood. So, the Facts of Life, according to IMDb, says a group of girls attending a boarding school tackle issues throughout teenage life and later adulthood. So we do watch them grow up. So it was, boarding school situation. You saw them working in the shop, dealing with school stuff, normal teenager type of things, and they were under the care and tutelage of Mrs. Garrett.
Were any of the actresses ever replaced with someone who just wasn't as good?
No. That would be Roseanne, but we're not getting into that one. All right. Next. Who's the Boss?
Who's the Boss? Precursor to The Office. But with 70s appropriate humor, which arguably might be looser than modern day when it comes to an office situation.
Wrong. Very wrong. So, who's the boss? IMDb description. Tony Michelli, a retired baseball player, becomes the housekeeper of Angela Bauer, an advertising executive in New York. Together, they raise their kids, his daughter Samantha and her son Jonathan, with the help of her mother, Mona Robinson. Yeah.
Way off.
So, who's in charge? You get 2 different people.
The mom. Mom's the boss. She has a job, the dad doesn't. It's obvious.
Okay. And they started off the show, they weren't married. But later on, as the show progressed, it was something you knew was going to happen. They were going to write that one in. Next, Night Court.
Judge Judy and the night. Everything is black lights. Everyone's wearing all white. Every about 45 minutes, the show is interrupted by a random 3-minute rave in which everyone, including the judge, stands up, dances like nobody's watching, and then immediately sits back down and continues completely solemnly with the court proceedings, never acknowledging the fact that the 3-minute rave happens, but it does.
It's going to be so hard to make in post. All right, so the IMDb description is this. An eccentric, fun-loving judge presides over an urban night court and the silliness going on there.
I wasn't too far off.
So this was... He was also the judge was also a little bit of a magician, and so he was Judge Harry, and then there was Mac the bailiff. There was Mac was one of the court reporters, I think. Bull was the bailiff, and then there was another shorter old lady bailiff, and then there were a couple of other lawyers and that sort of thing that were part of the show. Night Court. It was literally about night session courtroom stuff.
Huh.
But it was all sitcom stuff, so nothing was real. All right. We got 2 more.
Okay.
Family Matters.
You told us we weren't allowed to watch this one when we were little, didn't you?
Nope. This one's 100% okay.
Oh.
So Family Matters.
Oh, okay. The title is ironic. It's about a single guy living alone in Brooklyn. He owns a record store, which he puts all of his time and money in, not realizing that later on in life, because he's in his early 20s right now.
Okay.
And so later on in life, he loses everything, but you only get hints of that in the show. He's really awkward, but not in a cute way. And he can't cook. And so he constantly lives off minute steaks and ramen, which shows.
So Family Matters.
Yeah, the title's ironic. This guy has no contact with his family.
Very wrong.
Or they're all dead.
The Winslow family deal with various misadventures, many of them caused by their pesky next-door neighbor, ultra nerd Steve Urkel.
Oh!
There we go. I thought we'd have a light switch on that one. Okay.
That's where Urkel comes from.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Stefan Urkel.
You know what? Never write television shows. And the last one.
That one would be pretty good.
The last one, Charles in Charge.
Guy named Charles. He wants to be in charge, never is, sort of like Dwight Schrute. He's always the assistant to the regional manager.
Okay.
But with no season 9, he doesn't actually ever become the manager.
Okay.
He has a British accent, but it's Cockney, not refined. He has a odd love for borscht because of a Russian mother who was stern and distant, but who he still always loved.
No.
His father was never home.
No. So much no. No. IMDb description. Charles, a college student, is a live-in housekeeper in the Powell household. Charles, along with his friend Buddy, attempt to juggle his studies, friendships, and duties to the family. Incidentally, if anybody's watching this who is a writer and producer and you make any of those shows, we demand royalties. If you've enjoyed today's show...
I want to help create those shows because I got way more ideas.
No. I want to save the world and we'll stop right there. And if you've enjoyed today's show, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring the bell over here for notifications so you know when the next show comes up. And if you're listening to us on the podcast... appreciate you. Make sure you give us some good stars and reviews over there. We can help grow the community that way as well. And until next time, we'll see you later.
Adios.